Heyo, Spaghettio. Cap here to bring you a video about consistency. If you've clicked on this video to make an effort to be more consistent as a player, you've already made the first step towards a more consistent play. I'm just going to dive right into it, so let's get started. First, to understand how we're going to get more consistent, we're going to define what consistency is in a competitive environment. It doesn't matter too much what the definition is on an individual level. For instance, it could mean not losing to lower-level players and winning against high-level players. However, it could also mean more consistent play in a single game, and it can also mean more consistent mentality over a tournament. You can see that the idea of it all can be lost in contrast to the goals you set. However, this just highlights the importance of the first step to achieving a consistent level of play, and that is setting goals for yourself and not others. It's so much easier to find an argument that a player is inconsistent than it is otherwise. It only takes 2 or 3 quote-unquote bad losses with zero context to build grounds for inconsistency. This isn't a reason to be upset, however. It just means that pushing for others to consider you a consistent player is always going to be an uphill battle. Based on this, you should be looking to prove to yourself that you are consistent instead. Setting goals for yourself, whether they are play-based, results-based, or even mentality-based, are the best ways to create meaningful progress. Finding what you think you need to work on can be a tricky obstacle. It requires that you have a good objective look at a lot of aspects of your play. Chances are, however, is that after you start looking, you'll notice problems rise up quicker than you anticipated. Whether you start noticing your defeatist mentalities when behind, your fear of losing to players you consider below you, or something else, you'll notice them. Creating useful solutions to these problems are also entirely up to you, but there are some creative ways that can be addressed. When I struggled with my mentality, I found that using conscious thinking of particular words helped me keep a more focused mind. When I was down, I'd say something quietly to myself like, "Here comes the comeback." When I was up a stock against a player, I'd say, "Keep your composure." And in those heart-pounding Game 5 situations that pushed my nerves to the limit, I'd say, "You've got this." Now, I understand that play can restrict the conscious thought to a minimum based on how much you need to concentrate on the game, but still, I found that the small amount of words I was saying to myself actually did help. In terms of the reward I got for the small amount of time I spent not completely focused, it was worth it. For others, sometimes more drastic changes are required. I know a player who's mentioned to me their reasoning of switching mains to Donkey Kong. Among other reasons, one of the more interesting points he brought up was that, according to him, he felt like he had moments in his play that really outshined the rest. Being consistently at that level of focus was becoming a difficult task for him. And he felt DK was the best character to be able to make advantage of his moments of brilliance throughout his games. Why I like this reasoning is because to me, that's really what consistency is about. No matter what aspect you're looking at, maximizing highs and minimizing lows. In his case, it wasn't exactly minimizing lows so much considering DK's disadvantaged state, but that's another issue entirely. When you're maximizing highs, you're looking to clinch out those sets you know you can take from the players you're getting excruciatingly close to beating, but often get bested in high-octane clutch situations. Taking that final extra step in whichever direction you need to take it is the big concept you need to get to understand maximizing your highs. Minimizing your lows is essentially about a bit of housekeeping. Something that mid-level players often fail to do is prepare for brackets. So looking at your biggest threats in bracket and acknowledging up-and-coming threats are easy ways to keep track of the shifting environment of players around you. It honestly astounds me how many players will practice in the lab all week or month, and along comes the next tournament and they lose to the same PR player they've lost to in bracket the last week in winners, and then get knocked into losers by a player who placed below them the tournament before. After which, they'll go home and get back into the lab practicing something irrelevant to both of their losses. Of course, lab skill is important, and this brings out things like bracket killers spawned from the lab practice alone. But don't confuse it. Player knowledge and matchup experience will always be more important than game knowledge and tech skill. While all of these examples may help you in some way or another, they are, for the most part, just examples. If you find them not to be particularly helpful, or if you feel they won't, what can you take out of this video that will legitimately make an impact on your play? The answer is goal setting. Goal setting has long been established, not just in competitive environments, but in all areas of life, to create effective and, most importantly, consistent progress. The key part of this, however, is setting appropriate goals that will help you stay on track, while also keeping the small but crucial steps directly in front of you. When people want to be the best at something, they don't simply say to themselves that they want it and just walk blindly into trying to reach that level. The successful players look at what needs to be done in a practical sense, with the intention to bring themselves from where they are now to being the best in the world. Learning the lay of the land in terms of challenges, opportunities, avenues for improvement, support, or whatever else the journey entails are an essential part to what separates a skilled player who can't seem to find the results they may deserve, and a player who constantly brings the level of play required of them to meet their potential. With this in mind, reflect on your own play, highlight the key issues you may need to work on, and develop a plan to effectively bring out the potential that you know you have. If you consistently follow through with this, you will also notice that your play will match the consistency you put in. Now, if you like these videos or any of the other videos I posted, make sure you subscribe or just check out my channel every now and then to see if I've uploaded something new. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. That jazz.